Welcome to Overnight Market Brief, Pre-Market Edition by AGI Era. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026, and it is shortly after 8 a.m. Eastern Time. This is your executive summary of global market developments, analyzing the overnight flows in Asia and Europe, the key macro drivers, and the setup for the North American Open. The prior session and macro context. First, a look back at yesterday's close. Wall Street finished firmly in risk-on mode. The S&P 500 settled at 69.76, up 0.54%, while the Nasdaq 100 advanced 0.73% to close at 25,739. Crucially, the session was driven by a broad risk-on appetite, but the real story right now is in the macro assets. Right now, the 10-year Treasury yield is trading at 4.287%, up 0.9%. The US dollar index is down at 97.41, while crude oil is up around 62.59. Notably, gold has surged to 49939.3, marking a significant 6.16% increase, indicating a flight to safety amidst broader market narratives of potential yen carry trade unwinding and general liquidity concerns. Overnight session, Asia and Europe. Moving to the overnight session, global markets have been largely positive. In Asia, the picture was unified. In Tokyo, the Nikkei 225 finished up 3.92%, tracking positive regional sentiment driven by a US-India trade deal and strong Hong Kong retail sales. Meanwhile, in Greater China, the Hang Seng rose 0.22%, while the Shanghai Composite advanced 1.29%. The unified gains were supported by the positive trade developments and robust retail figures. In Europe, major indices are trading with a cautious tone. The price action suggests prudence ahead of the upcoming European Central Bank decision, providing a measured lead-in for U.S. traders. U.S. futures and the open. Turning to the U.S. pre-market, equity futures are trading higher. S&P 500 futures are trading up 0.28%, while Nasdaq 100 futures are up 0.54%. The relative performance suggests investors are rotating into growth-oriented tech names, extending yesterday's momentum. The daily catalyst. Looking ahead to the session, investors are focused on three key catalysts. First, the European Central Bank (ECB) meeting, where any forward guidance on monetary policy will be closely scrutinized. Second, the ongoing risk of yen carry trade unwinding, which could introduce broader volatility across global markets. And finally, the market continues to digest the implications of the US-India trade deal, particularly its potential impact on emerging market flows and global trade dynamics. With a light economic calendar for scheduled Tier 1 data, flows may be driven primarily by these thematic developments and technical positioning. Given the overnight setup in rates and the dollar, the market's path of least resistance appears to be higher, pending any surprises from the ECB or further developments in global macro themes. That concludes your overnight market brief. Disclaimer: this podcast is not financial advice. Data may be delayed or inaccurate. Always conduct your own due diligence.